to a review of Spicebomb Extreme by Viktor and Rolf. Now, this is an Eau de Parfum. It came out in 2015 as a flanker for the original Spicebomb. The target audience for this fragrance will be primarily men. It is a very masculine smell, but I do find that it can be used across all genders. Okay, now the top notes for this fragrance are going to be lavender and black pepper. Now this creates a very sharp opening. Okay, so just a heads up and a warning, you will probably sneeze when you spray it on yourself. Okay, now that spiciness also comes very much with like a fresh spiciness. It's not just a regular spiciness, right? So that's very nice. Now for the heart notes, it's cumin and cinnamon, which adds the warmth to the fragrance. It adds like a sort of sweet aromatic woodiness to the fragrance. Now for the base notes, you have tobacco and vanilla. Okay, this provides a creamy, smoky, seductive smell. That tobacco and vanilla is a very key player to balancing out this fragrance. I think personally that without the tobacco and vanilla it would not work. Now here's some key points for Spicebomb. Okay, the longevity on this fragrance is absolutely excellent. It lasts for around 8 to 12 hours. The first 6 hours are pretty strong, the rest are pretty nice. Okay, now because of how strong it is, it also has one of the best projections I've seen on any fragrance on the market. It's a very long and very strong projection, which is why I will say please use this fragrance in moderation. Okay, this is one of those fragrances that you cannot overspray. So when you spray, stick to 3 to 4 sprays. What I do personally is I go usually 1, 2, 3, and then this I tap. That's if I want to get an overall smell. Now if I'm not trying to do that, I'll just do 1, 2 here towards the front and the third on the back of my neck. That's if I don't want to spray my wrist. Also, for that same reason, do not spray it on fabric. If you spray this on fabric, you will not be able to get rid of the smell, and more than likely it'll take way too long for it to go away, which will mess up with other fragrance if you end up using the same pieces of clothing. So please do not spray this on fabric. As for seasonability, as you can tell, very spicy, very sweet, very strong. So yes, it is a cold fragrance. You are going to have to use it in the winter, right? At night. Not during the winter at night, but in the winter and at night in other seasons. Now, I will say this. Fall and spring, those are the seasons outside of winter that I feel like you can use this. Again, in the evening in those seasons, because if you use this in the summer, I'm sorry to say this, but you're a messed up person, because this will have horrible reactions because it spreads very fast and it's way too strong in the summer. So please do not wear this in the summer if you do buy it. Now, this is a very versatile fragrance for the winter, right? Even though it's a very spicy fragrance, even though it's a very bold fragrance, it's also very elegant, right? So you can use this for a lot of situations. You can use this for formal occasions, you can use it for dates, and you can absolutely use it for casual outings with friends, because it will get an overall positive reaction, again, if you wear it right and you don't overspray it. Now, one of the reasons why I think this fragrance sells so well is because it has a great mix of sweetness and spiciness. It's one of the reasons why I think a lot of people end up buying this fragrance. It's very balanced in that sense. Because of the tobacco and vanilla mix, this has a very luxurious smell. Tobacco and vanilla is associated with luxury, okay? And it also has a very masculine smell. And the dry down on this fragrance is absolutely exceptional, because once you get to the dry down, it's mostly tobacco and vanilla. And finally, it's very much a compliment magnet. Okay, the projection plus the combination of sweet and spicy gets a lot of attention. If there are people around you, they will notice this fragrance. It's a very bold fragrance, so people won't notice. Now, just to point it out real quick, which is really nice, if you notice, the shape of the bottle is that of a grenade. Actually, right here on my finger, I have this little thing which goes around the neck. That's supposed to be the pull pin of the grenade. Okay, so that shape basically embodies what the fragrance is. It's a spice bomb. Okay, so that's really nice detail. Now, if you want a fragrance that has a very similar smell profile to this, it's Tom Ford's Tobacco and Vanilla. Okay, this fragrance is dried down, is pretty comparable because it has a very similar scent profile, with the plus that, well, this is much cheaper than Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanilla. It also retains the original DNA of the original Spice Bomb with a more sweet smell, so if you want something similar, you can also just buy the original Spice Bomb if you find that's more to your taste. The ideal wear for this fragrance is someone who appreciates bold fragrances, someone who likes being noticed. Okay, it's good for evening settings. It's also pretty good for colder climate settings, like I said before. So remember, keep that in mind. Try not to wear this in the summer. It also appeals to those who enjoy tobacco smells and spicy sweet smells. So it's a pretty great fragrance. And with all of that, I will rate Spice Bomb a 7.5 out of 10. Now, normally for me, this is about an 8 out of 10 to 8.5 out of 10. But because I do understand that it's actually one of those fragrances that can have negative reactions, I decided to put it down a couple of points because I do understand that not everybody can handle the spiciness of Spice Bomb. Okay, so if you like the video, thanks for watching, and feel free to comment if you own it, any opinions you have, and feel free to ask any questions if you think that I missed anything and you want to know something else about it. That being said, thanks for watching and goodbye.